We've all got our brains about ourselves. And are done being rude crabs.
That is not what I meant to. I didn't mean to be rude. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude. I was just pointing out that we had been sitting there for a while. I mean, maybe you got it. I just wanted to point it out. I didn't mean to be rude.
To the right of me is a radio. In front of me are two monitors. On my wrist is a watch, and on my desk is a smartphone. All of these things tell me the time. Just FYI. That is all.
You know, you don't have to make comments about my intelligence.
I didn't say anything about your intelligence. I don't remember using the word intelligence. I don't remember saying anything about your intelligence. I'm letting you know that I don't need to be told what time it is. Or that time is passing. Pretty well aware of it. Has nothing to do with your intelligence. Again, you keep strawmanning stuff. It's weird. Don't put words in my mouth.
It's not a straw man. It's, you know, well, never mind. We can talk about this later.
You don't have to be in control of everything. You can just chill. It's okay to chill.
I mean, the reason I said that is because I had been sitting here for 45 minutes.
I could have sworn that we were talking, so who cares?
This building? It's gonna come down.
That, I mean,
yeah.
I think it was a fair question.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what I was saying didn't actually matter. Good to know.
It did matter. I just wanted to point out that we... Alright, never mind.
See, like, either way you slice it, what you did was rude. So I don't know why you want to bend over backwards trying to explain why you were rude. It was just rude. Own it. Move on.
We're in trouble here.
Well, I have already apologized.
So then move on, then. Please move on. Don't need an endless string of apologies and justifications for why you did what you did. Move at this point.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this happening again? Oh my god, it's happening again. Yep, there's no sound.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Why do your technical problems have to be my problem?
How did we fix it last time? I don't remember. Did I just restart the game?
No, I had to restart it. I had to just restart the chapter from the beginning. Make a whole new checkpoint. Your Xbox needs repairs.
My Xbox?
Yes, your Xbox. My Xbox has dialogue when I start up the chapters. Yours doesn't. Your Xbox. Yes, not mine. Yours.
This doesn't happen with anything else, but alright.
Well, you're the one with audio problems. I don't know what to tell you, huh? I can hear the dialogue.
You ready to... You ready to try that again?
Do you want to host?
Baird, we're all clear here. Are the beacons synced yet?
If not, you may want to hurry on that.
Oh, don't you
Yay!
worry. I see him.
Oh, nice shot! Oh, shit!
Can you hear the dialogue?
Delta, what
Yes.
happened?
The beacon!
I mean, every time we play this, we're gonna have to start the chapters from the beginning.
I hope not.
No, you Xbox wanna be wonk.
You failed us!
Failed us? What are you?
We are what you could have been.
You might have her body, but you're not my mother!
Go, now!
We are a complete being. Connected. Immortal. You have
Yeah.
a choice.
I'm not even talking about the tentacles. I mean, she just looks insane.
Alive or dead. You
Yeah.
belong to
No.
us.
I will save Del.
You've made your choice. Now die with it.
I did not.
Let's go, let's go!
Oh man.
Now we have an episode where JD dies at the end, and the beginning of the next episode. Great.
Yeah.
Continuity.
Okay. What did she? I can't. I'm so sorry, man.
Del, I know. I know, and I'm so sorry. He was my friend too.
Yeah.
Now we have to go. Jack. Lights, please. Let's just find a way out of here.
This building. It's gonna come down.
I mean, that's still sad as fuck.
I know. Just keep looking for a way out.
And so is the
Shit,
dialogue.
this way's no good.
Here, help me lift this.
Oh,
this one.
All right now. I got you. No time to talk. Listen, you need to regroup with Marcus. He's holding line up here. I gotta help the gears get back to the wall.
Kate, you heard him. Time to
Good
move.
luck with that conversation.
Right?
Hey, you're the one that killed him.
I mean, I
He
didn't kill
lived
him.
last time I checked. You're the one that killed him.
There, that's our way out. Kate, other side.
Sounds like the camera.
Oh, jeez.
At least a few beacons are still up.
This is insanity.
Smoke. I need you here ASAP. We're surrounded.
We hear you, Marcus. We're heading your way. We gotta get to him now.
No demons.
Del!
And there's a bus there.
And some juvies!
Is that you up front?
Yes. Or it was.
Oh. Ah, goddammit. Oh, nice.
What's up, buddy? He's got like a control dart sticking out of the side of his head. How's life? Poor guy. Just walked past him. I was like, oh, hi, sir. Wow.
Oh.
Something tells me he didn't like that.
Shit! They took out another beacon.
Bitch,
Oh,
my beacon's
no.
out. Hey, call it, kid. Pull back to the wall. Shit. Well, Carter.
I wonder if it knows about the beacons because you know about the beacons.
How about you roll over? Now play dead.
Oh my god, this is gonna suck balls. Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I detonated. I don't know. I blew up. I was watching Marcus brutally execute a pouncer, and then I turned into hamburger.
Alright.
My head is killing us.
How about you roll over? Now play dead. Come on, bring it!
What?
Where is that even? What?
Maybe just hang back. I don't
What do you mean hang back? Never mind. There is no hang back. There is no
Okay.
hang back. Hang back from what? I'm crawling into a hole in the wall. Hang back where? Against the wall?
Oh, so you're blowing up the minute you emerge from that wall?
No.
No.
How about you roll over? Now play dead. Oh yeah. What took you so long? You know what? Forget about it. Just help us clear it out.
On it!
Oh my god.
Random frag grenades just landing all over the place. I don't know where they're coming
Wow. Oh shit.
Five left! Watch it!
Watch it. We got a stump
from.
rolling in.
What?
A stump.
Oh, I know this.
And there's a bastard covering
Oh.
it!
Oh, please.
One of them down there is gonna have to go through really far away.
Oh, thank you.
Look left! Watch the flank!
Oh.
Three left!
Oh!
Oh, what the? Oh, that was the leech.
I thought it was a pouncer or something for a second.
Yeah.
Did they get smaller?
Right.
Stop playing with the local street.
Only one left.
I think he's gonna turn you into hamburger. That's a try shot on it.
That's not me.
No, I'm talking about that female soldier over there that's just like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here and
Oh, yeah, she's just like standing there. Yeah.
get it, Jack, get it.
That's
Oof.
it. We're clear.
This conversation's gonna suck.
Thanks for the save. Hey, where's James? What? James. God damn it, James.
I'm so sorry.
It'd be like, you are not supposed to bury your son.
We're not done.
Someone call for a ride.
Oh.
Gears, I need everyone back at the wall. Our beacons are down and the swarm's pushing through.
Baird, Delta's on the way.
Oh man.
And he never got to talk to Baird. Like, he and Baird never got to speak after the incident.
Right, that's true.
And you killed him.
I didn't kill
Throw that
him.
out there that you made a conscious decision.
Raina
You
killed
made a
him.
conscious decision to kill JD.
There's no best way. Just go, go.
Pretended like you couldn't hear the dialogue, so I'd restart the chapter, and then when you had your opportunity, you struck. You are the reason.
No, that's not true.
Dominic Phoenix. Okay, his middle name is Dominic. You are the reason. So James Dominic Phoenix is dead.
No, that's not true.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. I want you to think about what you've done.
Fuck! You couldn't have picked a different job that.
Oh my God! Look. Oh man! Look at this panel of the studio. Oh, the one with the bombs on it.
Oh no. Oh my God. This is.
Shit, we just lost another beacon.
Wow.
So is that all the hammers? Because that feels like 4 beacons. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That is 4 beacons. Oh, we got a red shirt with it.
Yeah.
Bunch of red shirts.
Yeah, I mean.
Yo, Jack, can I get down some of this ammo?
Is that you?
And while you're at it, can I get a shock strap over by our friend? Kind sir, can I get down with some shock traps, Jack?
Need some help, please. What?
Again, urgency. You've reached the plank. How can I help you?
Oh. Yeah, there's air snipers.
Alright, I'm gonna need some intensity, okay? I'm gonna need you to start calling these things out, okay? As if you're on the battlefield. Where's the excitement? Where's the life? You're way too casual. What is this?
I mean, there are snipers.
Hey, I'm dying. I'm down. Oh wait, there's snipers and. Oh yeah, by the way, I killed JD.
What? Stop it! I didn't kill no JD.
Were it not for you, James Dominic Phoenix, you'd be alive right now. You shamed the radishes. Alright, I want you to know that you have put shame on the radishes.
On the radish?
Yup. On the radishes. Every time you see a radish, I want you to think about what you did. Help! Help! Help!
Oh. Oh.
We just lost the gear.
Oh, I'm down.
Shit! Oh, bless you, Jack. Help! Thank you. Thank you. Come on!
Oh no.
I'm gonna need
Yeah, there's just shit
I'm gonna need
everywhere.
some bullets from you, okay? I'm gonna need some bullets, okay?
There are bullets!
I heard no guns.
There
I
are
heard no
bullets
guns
everywhere.
firing.
There's
I heard
just...
no guns. I heard no guns. I heard some flipping. I didn't hear any bullets.
There were definitely bullets. You
Oh
missed
yeah,
it.
where were they? Were they hitting the things?
Yeah, they were hitting the things.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a whole lot of shucking and jiving.
Shucking and jiving.
Thank you for being a crab. Jumping really high up. Go, Jack, go. Hit him with the shock trap, Jack.
Jeez.
We're gonna hold the line here. Coming down the stairs, coming from the side. Whoa, left side. And also torque bows.
Oh, fuck.
Torque bows, that's it. Not today, Satan.
Oh, I see him.
He's off.
He's still alive. Oh, there's more than one. God damn it.
Yeah, there's another one on the left side. I could not get him with my grenade launcher, so. Oh shit, no!
I'm gonna try and get over there.
Woo! I'm so glad he missed. Why, yes, Jack, I could use those bullets. Thank you. Say heavy footsteps.
Carrier!
Keep that thing away from the
I'm gonna run over and see if I can grab that torque bow from earlier. And wait for its chest to open before you start firing. Anything else you fire, I'm really ready.
We got a flock too!
And a flock.
Oh, yeah. And the flock.
And a
Yeah.
thousand there.
Yeah, seriously.
Alright, I was trying to distract it. I don't think it worked. And I'm going up.
Up where?
Up here. There's a swarm like stuck inside this
Oh.
bus, and it's out of the bus. And it's a tornado.
Uh,
It's a tornado, and now there's roots. Holy! Why, thank you. Jack, shock trap.
yeah, this is super bad.
Oh, thank you. very least,
Okay.
distract it, because it is attacking you directly. Ow!
Alright.
Chest missile? Why is my running all screwed up? Oh my
What? Oh, jeez. Man, this swarm is got a hard on some. What? What happened? Did it just
It grabbed me.
stomped you?
It doesn't have feet.
Or grabbed you?
It doesn't have feet.
Oh, with its, with its
It does not.
mace hands or whatever they are.
You don't stomp with your hands.
Squash?
Teabag.
Hand stomp? Claw kick?
Claw bag. I got claw bagged. Alright, we're gonna keep it PG because it's children.
Carrier!
Keep that thing away from the Minotaur!
The Lancer GL is gone. Part of my vital stratagem has been eliminated.
You may still have it.
It's on the ground next to the pillar, though.
We got block too!
Oh wow, what is that? It's like a giant slab of beef. Jack, come in with the trap shot. Okay. This is why, like, directly in front of me.
What? Oh, jeez. These leeches are like obsessed with me. Oh, jeez.
That is what happens when you're asleep.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck?
What? I mean, the swarm's chasing me, at the very least. At least that thing can't get up here. However, if I get hit up here... I love how you can, like, course correct and make your entire clip an active reload. It's a small change, but it's such a beneficial one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, it's chasing me for sure. Oh my god! Oh no!
He got you. What happened? What?
Yeah, it got me. Yeah. Yep, that he did.
Alright, you want...
Or it.
Alright, so
I don't know, I guess it
you
could
wanna,
be a she.
You want to do what I'm doing? You want to hit it on the ground and then when we go upstairs, just go upstairs?
Sure.
Because that's where I was. I don't know how good it is at...
upstairs?
Yeah, I don't know how good it is at climbing dilapidated ramps, but we can always try it.
Alright.
Carrier!
Keep that thing away from the Minotaur!
Jack, get him! Oh shit, it's coming for you. You alive?
Yeah, I'm alive.
Quick, upstairs.
Oh, yeah, it climbed.
You still need 2 stacks to get past that thing. Then, A. It's huge. It's massive. Okay, go slightly to your right.
Wow.
It's got a pretty obvious tell.
What the fuck? What the? Wow. What?
I assume it hit you with the butt slam.
It climbed after me. I was going up. It climbed after me. Like,
Well, you know, when you're nothing
What
but
the hell?
arms, you're nothing but a pair of big beefy arms. I guess you gotta like look the part. So, what's the plan?
Carrier!
Keep that thing
So,
away from the Minotaur!
are you going after the tornado thing or this thing?
Both. You don't
Both,
really have the
okay.
luxury of choice.
We got a block too!
So, I say when that thing gets too close, we separate them. We run upstairs. When the flock gets too close, we just gotta keep an eye on the flock. The flock itself has a very obvious tell, okay? It kind of rears up and glows, and that gear is dead. That was just a tactical. Oh wow, the gear is. We are responsible for that gear.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought that it could just,
You know what that means?
chill.
That means that's JD in disguise. He didn't die after all. He came back for us.
Oh god.
What?
Well, his neck got
Like it didn't
snapped,
really break his
though,
neck. It was. That was Rana strategically cracking her knuckles. Her tentacle knuckles. She wanted
And then
to
it,
affect
like-
morale.
Keep that thing away from the Minotaur!
Adapted. Oh, there's explosive ammo back. Alright, so. Yo, pause. Can I get you back in this? You got an ammo box? The ammo box?
We got a block too!
You can shoot those things out of the air, right? Drop it out.
Whoa.
Can you get away from that thing? But can you get away from it? You?
I'm at the top.
Alright, I'm gonna come up here with you. If it gets all the way up here, we'll deal with that when it happens.
Okay.
Ow.
Ah, crap. Crap.
Line fire. Remember, that tail, it rears up. It rears up, and then it just kind of hits you with the business. So just pay attention to them. If you see them start to glow and you know you're not shooting them, then trouble. Trouble.
Ah, God
Shit.
Oh,
Alright,
wow.
alright.
It is.
Retreat.
damn.
Yeah, retreat. It's on.
Oh!
We have to move. Let's go down the other side. Again, that thing is bigger, heavier, and slower than us, so we should have no problem giving it a run around. And while we're while it's working its way over to us, just pay attention to the audio, because audio is the most important thing. That's how we'll be able to hear who's doing what and when. Dive, attack! That's how we can hear who's doing what and where. If they make a certain noise, Swarm make a certain noise. Does not always have to be crab.
Block destroyed!
Alright. Alright, so now all we have left is this giant meatball. Are you two safe over there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm heading
I'm
up.
gonna grab some explodey ammo for my exploding weapons.
Nice.
Oh my god. Oh, get it away from me. Get it away. You disgust me.
Me? Oh.
He actually let him stay.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, no, you just They saved that movie.
They really did. Finally. Jeez.
We're clear! They're down!
Then everyone back in! We're ready to go!
Jeez. That was busy.
What? Why? Hold on. Why is Pulse not highlighting? Wow. Every time we restart the checkpoint like this, it forgets every upgrade we bought for Jack.
This isn't a request. Back in the truck.
I was wondering why Pulse wasn't showing any of the weapons. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. I'm just putting all these back.
Get into the Minotaur, people!
Quiet, Carl Urban. Discount Carl Urban. He just wants to be Billy Butcher, you know, when he grows up. It's an upgrade called Savage. Love it. Alright, let's go. It basically gets, it gives Jack energy when you kill enemies.
Nice.
Oh shit! Block! Go! Go! I'll try to lose it!
We will.
Wherever you're taking us, this isn't a big improvement! Oh, you're more than welcome to take the wheel, mate!
Wow.
Oh,
Definitely a small.
this is banana.
I'm just loving this perpetual ammo box that they got me rocking here.
Alright, everyone out!
Oh, nice to see you all again.
And that means you on the turret. You two out.
Come on, Delta! Let's hold the line! That's on the way! We gotta slow it down! Give it everything you got!
Don't forget RB for that cooldown.
What?
Now's the fun part, bitch! You're a goddamn... Oh, when I said the fun part, I meant fun for the cold tray, baby! Oh,
Wow. Shout out to Cole.
no! Cole!
Oh no.
Oh no.
Everyone, into that Minotaur! We'll cover you!
Look!
Oh my god.
Cole, what are you doing? I'm buying you some time! Get out of there, Cole! Good idea!
No! Oh my god!
Just keep in mind, it's a giant robot, and he could just be sitting in the top half. You know, that's not his actual... Oh my god!
The pedal is literally to the metal. He doesn't go any faster.
Okay, Foz.
I thought we killed that goddamn thing!
I love this game.
Marcus, it's cold!
I don't know.
Nah, Cole's alright. Listen.
Ah, shit!
He's been saying it. He's been saying it since the first game. Okay, you can't stop the train.
We're almost there.
Oh my god.
All right, we need to shoot those things down because they're hitting me in the butt.
Shoot what things down?
Those flying things, those little organic torpedoes.
Let everyone out. Get ready.
Ready? Got a one shot.
Get ready. How? I think the game's glitching out right now.
It's not. There are
Yeah.
drop shots. Don't forget, you can shoot the drop shots down. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What happened? See? I keep telling her Xbox is booty. I mean, I blame her. That was absolutely her fault. Uh-huh.
Sure, he's gonna blame it on my Xbox. Yep.
It is your Xbox.
Well, how come my party's still on and you're the one that got kicked off the party?
Because your Xbox is rebelling. You know, being straight
rebelling.
cheeks and all. You know, sometimes it doesn't want to play the dialogue. And, you know, sometimes, it, you know, it just boots you. Because it doesn't like the way you're playing. Until your Xbox to be a little bit less moody, okay? So your Xbox to just calm down. Just calm down. Ah, that deafening silence. I love it.
I was just thinking, somebody the other day was telling me that they were trying to get on. They were on the Twitch chat, and they were like, "You guys aren't answering."
They said what?
Delta, we hold them here. They can't
They were
get
on the
past
Twitch
this
chat.
wall.
And they said what?
That we weren't answering.
That's your fault. See? You again.
How's that my fault?
Because you're supposed to be the Lord man.
What the How does that translate to the Twitch chat?
I am absolutely in distress.
Alright, stay behind him!
Yo, how am I supposed to roll out of the way?
I got something else for him, Delta. Finish the delivery.
Faulty people. Oh!
Holy shit! Bird, you beautiful maniac!
Indeed.
What?
Delta, what are you doing down there? Get your asses up on this wall!
Clayton! My man.
We're covered.
My man Clay. He don't play.
Hey, Clayton!
Holy shit. Okay.
That railgun's got recharged
Anti-air
with
railgun.
shots. So get on the turret and hold these bastards off!
You heard him, Delta!
You ain't
Take
gotta
out those
tell
bombs.
me twice. This thing over here, it's a it's a bunch of ammo boxes and explosive boxes. So, you know what that means?
Nice.
Grenades, boom shots. This pile refills everything. So if you take advantage, hey, get off this turret. Are you player one? Did you look like player one? See the one I marked? Let's try and both shoot at the same swarm so we can knock them out quicker. I'll mark that one. The one on the right. See it?
Yep, I see.
Right. Got two
Alright.
more. Oh, that one is like I love it when they first do that. Alright, one more. Left side.
Oh, there's another one.
Kind of off in the distance. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna tell them. Tentacle intensifies.
What the hell is that?
Oh, God! Something old friend of ours.
That looks like a vagina for sure.
I am glad that no vagina I've ever seen look like that.
Destroy the tongue.
What died? Who died? Someone just died a horrible death.
Can we use that railgun?
As soon as it recharges!
This is what I imagine a vagina looks like for like a gay man.
I meant its chest looked like a vagina.
Oh wow, it eats cover. Okay, the tentacles will eat your cover.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, okay, I thought that was Clayton for a second. Whew. Don't do that to me.
No.
They bamboozled me. I thought it grabbed Clayton and crushed him. I was like, my man didn't even get a dramatic camera angle?
The railgun's ready. It's only got one shot between recharges, so make it count.
You gonna hit it?
Yeah, hold on.
And I
coming.
will keep it distracted. What we doing over there?
I'm moving to target it.
Eat this!
Hadouken! Oh, nice. There goes one of its, what's all that face movement?
It's sucking us in!
Focus fire on the tonsils! God damn it!
Oh. Okay.
So, about them tonsils. Why are we responsible for this noob?
So a gear. I don't get it. I don't understand why we're responsible for. I mean, if he's not gonna be out, if he's not gonna stay out of the way, then what are we gonna do? Like, we can't control what it does. It's not fair.
He is very low on the self-preservation rung. I will admit. Got some self-preservation issues, that one.
Music intensifier.
He did inhale.
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
As soon as it recharges.
God damn it!
No, you have to save the people that get grabbed by the tentacles. The tentacles.
Me down.
Not on my watching crab. Oh, shit. Oh! Thank you. Just gonna run this way where there are not. Does it keep the bombs? Alright, so we got the barriers, so that means we have to. I mean, I can just shoot a boom shot down its throat. You gotta be kidding me. There's another swarm.
Yeah.
Love it!
Delta, the railgun's ready. It's only got one shot between recharges, so make it count.
What the?
I'm gonna go re-up on boom shots while it's still in its finishing pose.
It's sucking us in!
Focus fire on the tonsils!
Oh, God damn it.
Yep.
I don't understand what we're supposed to do about that. If that, like, if he's not in a safe area, how do we move him?
So I think, we have like a 5-second window to shoot the concept.
Joking!
Shoot the pumps.
Carmine! When can we use that railgun?
As soon as it
I don't know, it
recharges.
just seems like we only have so much time to shoot the thing.
So immediately after that, we need to shoot.
Damn it!
Asshole.
Thank you for being a felon. Ow. No, it's doing the finishing move. Okay. Can somebody tell me what the Onyx guard over there is doing? He's like... He's standing on
I don't
air.
know.
Delta, the railgun's ready. It's only got one shot between recharges, so make it count.
Shark bait. Hoo-ha-ha. Okay. You joking?
Eat this!
Okay.
Okay.
It's sucking us in!
Focus fire on the top!
Nice
Yeah.
shot.
And
Yeah.
to shoot 2 boom shots into its throat. It was fun.
Watch it! Pumps are back!
Alright. And we have no cover. We destroyed all the cover in the last one. What'd you say? It takes like a minute to recharge that railgun in between shots?
Yeah,
Ah!
I guess so. It's not. Oh. weird. Yeah, I can't shoot it yet.
I mean, ah! Cause I'm black. Cause I'm black. Marcus, you old man. Ain't nobody gonna save Foz though. But we like him now. We got you. Oh no!
Oh no!
It's got me, it's got Clayton. Woo! That hurt, but thank you. Tell me we're back in business. Whoa, no!
Damn it!
Oh. No, it's got me now.
Oh no, no, no!
Oh, thank you.
Help! I can't mash my way out of this. Help! Alright. Over here doing like 5-hit combos. Somebody likes Street Fighter.
Okay.
Hold on, don't. What the? Oh, no, I'm not ready!
Shit! No, not now!
Oh,
Ooh,
Shoot the tonsils!
that boom shot
okay.
was a life.
Heading over there now.
That thing did it before we were even ready.
Hey, asshole! It's hurting, but it's not dead yet!
Then we'll just keep firing until we finish the job! Focus on those tonsils!
Whoa!
Completely out of
We
ammo.
can't stop it! Fire the hammer, beacons or not!
I can't! Without targeting coordinates, I'll kill you and level half the city! Wait, what? Jack, no, Jack, what are you doing?
Is Jack?
There?
Jack, no!
It's Jack! He's
Jack!
processing beacon coordinates, and he's overriding my firing controls! Oh, you clever little shit.
Jack! Oh wow, he coordinated every single hammer.
Oh my god.
Wow, Jack.
Wow, Jack is right.
Dear Jack is a real one.
Jack is the real MVP here. Look at that! We leveled that entire city.
We hit 4 hammers. Like 4 or 5 hammers in one spot.
Oh, there he is. Oh, thank goodness.
Can't stop the train. Can't stop the train, baby. Look at him in his cog armor. His old school cog armor.
Oh, man.
You know what you did.
I didn't kill JD. I saved Del. Okay.
Nope. You gave all that away when we redid it. You knew what was gonna happen, so this time you chose. Hashtag
choose
JD did nothing wrong.
everybody.
Hashtag racism. Get your keister over here, kid.
She'll be back.
I know.
Why are you even wearing that thing?
But not if we find her first.
Thank you.
Nice.
Take that thing off. Wow.
Wow.
Huh. It's a good quote. I can co-sign that.
I've been seeing it a lot lately.
That specific quote?
That specific quote attributed to wrong people. But
They wisely said
same quote.
unknown.
Yeah. Yes. Some people are like, oh, that was John F. Kennedy. Oh, that was Teddy Roosevelt.
The
that
usual
was
suspects.
Einstein.
Einstein?
Yeah, the usual suspects.
Really?
Einstein. Yeah.
Dostoevsky.
That doesn't even sound like something he would say.
Vonnegut.
Plato. Like what?
Doesn't even remotely sound like something they would have said.
No. But it is something someone said, clearly.
Yeah, I'd say Patton, you know, how about Patton?
Patton. Alright, yeah, Patton. Yeah, this was nuts.
Man, who would have thunk? We were right there. And wow, that comes in really late.
Yeah.
That decision comes in really, really late then.
Yeah, I can see how... Yes. So I guess my question is, in the next game, whose death will be canon? Is it both?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I'm sure they're not thinking about that now.
They
or maybe they have.
They
started
have to,
thinking
yeah, they
about
gotta
it.
be. These
Yeah.
things take a while to make. And look how long it took this to come out.
Yeah.
Gears 5 came out, I think, in what, 2015?
Yeah. 2015? Oh wow, so it took 4 years. Damn.
Like, jeez. Well, you know, to their credit, I mean, they had to have been they were working on this for a good while, I think. But they were also working on Gears 4 at the same time. Like, Gears 4 continued to get updates, and then they, you know, they redid it for Xbox One X. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Man, that was intense. I really enjoyed that story.
that was definitely something. Probably, I think that's probably one of the best stories they've told so far. Like, as far as the way it was presented.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of intermediary chapters that have intermediary chapter endings. But I do appreciate
Intermediary chapters?
yes, like when you're the middle game in a trilogy. You know, it comes with the knowledge that no matter how it ends, the story isn't finished. Like, it has to end on a somewhat unsatisfying note because it's the middle. You know, like The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, the first Star Wars ends kind of conclusively. You know, partially because they didn't know there'd be another one, but you know, by the time Empire Strikes Back was finished, they knew there was going to be a Return of the Jedi. So it's got that weird ending that just leaves all these threads open and doesn't answer all of the questions, doesn't resolve every conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I love the journey a bit more than I love the destination.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It is kind of... I mean, we know this is not the end of the story, you know?
And I guess, I mean, Marcus will mourn JD however he mourns him. Like, he'll do it in a very Marcus way. But I feel like I would have loved to have seen a little bit more from him. Or from, you know... Or to see how like, Jin or anyone else would have reacted to this.
Yeah, I mean... I guess... Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, I guess the downside of, you know, having a choice is that you then have to write 2 different endings and render 2 different endings. But it's like, it's not like they don't have the resources to do that, you know? Clearly not. You know, the detail in this game is evidence of that. So.
You mean story-wise?
And technical-wise.
Oh, well. I mean, jeez. If, Matt Booty. Shout out to Matt Booty.
Matt...
His name is right there.
You got a special thanks. Yeah.
Matt Booty always gets the special thanks, okay? Remember? We were looking at the NBA Jam arcade machine? And Matt Booty was... he was credited on NBA Jam. Okay, he's got some skin in the game, okay?
Man, he's been around for a while.
Matt Booty has been places. He's brought that booty everywhere.
Oh, music composed and produced by Raman Djawadi.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. Yep.
Damn.
And I gotta say, you know, making music for a game is vastly different than composing for a TV show or for, you know, really any other medium. And I think it's amazing that he could craft this really dense, you know, tonally moody soundtrack. It's got a lot of emotion in it, which I think is important because for a game, you know, a lot of what you see on screen is down to player input. So there's no way to accurately predict or really guide how your players are going to feel while in game, or even during a cutscene for that matter. Like, a cutscene is more controlled, but while they're playing, to, you know, sustain a feeling is very hard to do. And
yeah,
I think it's amazing that he could put together a soundtrack like this.
it's a very well, you know what? I'll say this. I think that it's not as different as you think, you know? Because you have just the, you know, composing music for video games versus a TV show. Because, you know, you do have to take into account moments that may loop or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, contextually, the music has to work for the moment. it also has to be, like you said, it also has to be sustainable in loops and in controlled, you know. That means he's composing a shit ton of music, though. How often have you heard a track or noticed a track like transition or move, even though this game and its presentation is pretty seamless more often than not? Like, it goes seamlessly from cutscene into gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
it rarely skips beats. I mean, he had to compose a ton of music for this game, I can imagine. Like, whereas for a TV show, he would probably do like a 2 to 4 minute piece. Like, for games, like especially for something like this, he's probably doing like, you know, like 6-8 minute pieces.
Yeah, it's probably more music.
And it has to fit, you know, it has to fit and convey a certain mood, especially while you're playing. And
Yes. But I think that in a film or a movie, you need to accomplish the same things.
yes,
You know.
but during a
You know.
Okay. I feel like during a film,
And I mean, you have to.
you take really long, and I don't know whether to
Go on.
talk or not. Like,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, during a game or a movie, during a movie or a TV show, it's also not competing with sound design, people screaming, bullets at a constant, like competing sound effects, people talking in your ear. Like, the soundtrack has to stand out despite all of that white noise also. No, I wouldn't sleep on it.
Yeah, true. I would love to get his opinion on it, to be honest.
I'll send you an article. The Guardian did a little thing on him.
Oh, yeah?
Whoever wrote, asked him what it was like.
Alright, I'll check that out.
Wait, I'll send it to you right now.
Okay.
But yeah, like I remember I was listening like Steve Jablonsky talk about it, and Darren McCreary, and you know, there's so much that goes into it. Like, because Gears has a very specific sound, I think. And I love a lot of the music that he brought to it. Still sounds distinctly Gears, but it's also very different. It's got a lot more. I think it has less of a. It has less brass than the original Gears trilogy, and he moved more to like more naturalistic sounds and instruments, things like pan flutes and drums, and like it sounds different. And I think it owes a lot to the whole. I don't even know what to call them. I mean, they're stranded, but you know, they're not city stranded. You know, they're more natural. They're more naturalistic. They're more in tune with nature. I'd call them Native Americans if I could. They kind of are.
You mean the people that live?
Yes, the stranded that.
You know, that aren't part of the cog.
Yeah, they're still stranded. That's technically
Oh.
what they call them. But you know, the people that live out in the.
Oh.
Like Kate.
Oh, outsiders. That's what they're
Yes,
called.
outsiders.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the music and a lot of the instrumentation seems to reflect them. Especially in this game, I think, because it's about Kate.
Yeah. Right. So she is she's pretty interesting because she is a cog. She's a gear, but she
Very
also
reluctantly.
hated gears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
her
very
entire
reluctantly
life.
here.
Yeah. She just recognized it was necessary.
In 4, was she a cog or was she just fighting with JD?
Was she a gear? No.
I don't
She
know why my
was
controller
an
randomly
outsider,
turns off.
and
It's just
so
bad.
was JD.
I think it's broken. Oh wow. Man,
Hello?
is it November yet?
No. Not quite. Why?
Is it November yet? Tell me.
What's gonna happen in November?
The Elite Controller 2 comes out.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. I think this controller's dying. I have it plugged in. And it's randomly turning off.
Wow, that's
Also,
crazy.
my Brook doesn't work with it anymore, which makes me very sad. Like, I can't use it on my PS4 anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Yeah, it just stopped working. Only thing is, I don't know how I'm gonna do that now, because the new Elite controller does not have a battery in it. It's built in.
Oh, it's just
yeah, it's built in. It doesn't have a battery I can remove anymore.
Interesting. That thing looks very nice.
What thing?
The new Elite controller.
It does.
Is there a cutscene? Let's see.
I almost thought there would be, but I guess not. Yeah, see, like listen to this quote. It's like, a movie has scenes that are locked to picture, but in a video game, you can't anticipate what the player will do, Jawadi said. The approach is often to create 2 to 4 minutes of an action or tension piece that captures a mood that underlines what the theme is. It's nutty. I mean, no one will ever top, I don't think anyone will ever top the process that Mick Gordon went through to create the music for Doom, because that is just very specifically mind-blowing. He like took a song and would record it he would record it one way and then record variations of it several different ways, and then take them, and then using an algorithm that he programmed, it would take the music, break it up into chunks, and then depending on what's happening in the game, it would just cue certain parts of each part of the song to either loop or play with intensity and more instruments. So when you're like, so for example, when you're just running around in Doom and nothing's happening, you'll just hear like maybe 2 or 3 instruments, or in the backbeat, like a dun 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 dun. And when enemies start appearing, guitars kick in. And other instruments drop in. When you start firing your gun, the music gets distorted and starts playing a different song. Like, it's one song. When you listen to the Doom soundtrack on its own, it sounds so different from what you hear in the game. And it's because the game is actually reacting to what's happening on screen and composing the music on the fly while you're playing it. It's insane.
Wow.
It's insane. And he said he apparently invented this algorithm that controls his music that way. Like, he doesn't even have to do the remixing. All he has to do is make the song and the parts, and the program just breaks it up into chunks and then assigns it where it feels it's necessary, depending on what you're pressing on the controller, enemies on the screen, whether you're firing your gun or not. That's bananas. It's almost like an interactive soundtrack.
Wow, that's insane.
If you listen very closely, in he kind of did that in Killer Instinct, except in Killer Instinct it's a little bit more scripted, because it works more like it kind of works the way Street Fighter does. Whereas, like, you should try it sometime. Next time you see some Killer Instinct gameplay, it sounds different because the song is playing in the background, but then if someone's doing a combo, it reverberates and it distorts. When someone does a combo breaker, it actually makes the record skip or scratch, and that part of the song will start from the beginning. When someone's health is low, like when it gets into danger, the music intensifies. It's not nearly as nuanced as Doom, but he's kind of doing that in Killer Instinct also, because I noticed it personally when I saw TJ Combo's stage. Okay, I really like his song, okay? I've listened to it to death. Shout outs to Omega Sparks on the lyrics. I listened to that song to death, and the way it plays out in the game baffles me. Because you'll hear different parts of his verse queue up depending on what's going on screen. And sometimes he'll just start back from the beginning, especially after combo breakers. He'll just start rapping different parts of the song at random, and it's like, what? What's going on here? That game did not get enough credit, by the by. Microsoft exclusives tend to not get the credit they deserve when they're really good. Like, there's so many bad ones.
That is true.
Unfortunately, there's so many bad ones that when the good ones come out, you know, they just don't get the love and recognition they deserve. I feel like Killer Instinct is one of those games, definitely. To an extent, the Gears series. Because I don't know why the Gears series seems to have a reputation that does not match its quality. It's kind of like what you thought Gears was before you played it. That's kind of what everybody thinks Gears is.
Or just a bunch of...
Yeah, they think it's...
explosions.
Yeah, and just bro-man, dude, hey, I'm gonna shoot these things.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't give Gears the love it does deserve. Like, I'm pretty sure Gears 5 is going to be slightly underrated. It's very much critically acclaimed. You know? And scoring high across the board.
It is. It seems pretty universally liked and appreciated.
You know, I do agree. I just hope a lot of people play it. You know, these end of the console life games, when everything is looking the best and sounding the best.
Now is the time when, you know, we tend to get the good stuff, you know.
Well, we are on the precipice. You already know the Scarlet is coming out 2020. Sony announced the PlayStation 5 also for holiday 2020, which means for the first time in like 2 console generations, for the first time in a good while, Sony and Microsoft are launching in the same year.
That's nuts.
Yeah, they said their controller is going to be heavier. It's going to have pressure-sensitive triggers that have give and take, apparently.
Interesting.
And that it's going to be quite powerful, of course. Of course. And that some developers already have, like, the early dev kits for it.
Ooh.
So that's exciting.
That is exciting. You know what? If we hadn't gotten Red Dead Redemption 2 just a year ago, basically, I would say I'm looking for a Grand Theft Auto game. Where is it at?
Well, you also have to consider Grand Theft Auto Online, which is still ticking along at a steady pace. I think I just saw a commercial the other day for a new piece of DLC that they just added to GTA Online. GTA Online is a living, breathing thing, and it's also a business. And it makes 2K a lot of money. So, if you're ever wondering why we didn't get single-player content for GTA 5, that's why. All of their post-launch efforts have gone into GTA Online and have been for the past, like, 5 years. And considering it made over $1 billion last year just on its own. Yeah. I think that'll be the trend moving forward. They're just gonna release us a crazy open world game and use that same technology to make an online game out of it. Which, you know, I'll give credit where it's due. That's impressive as heck. But it does come at the expense of, you know, just being able to drink in the world. You know?
Yeah.
Something I appreciated about Gears 5 were all the quiet moments. All those moments where there weren't shooting, where there weren't, you know, people talking or things exploding, and you could just kind of take in the world. I think that surprised me throughout, personally. I think the level of restraint.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's quite beautiful.
And very deliberately paced. You know, when you think about the first three and the urgency, you know, that feeling of always needing to move because the locusts are underground, and it always had this urgency, this get up and go urgency to it. The original trilogy. This one has those moments. Like Gears 4 definitely had had moments here and there, but Gears 5 is, I feel like it's a completely different beast in the way it's paced, in the way the characters, you know, the dialogue, even the set pieces and the way they come about.
Yeah, I mean, it is paced differently, for sure. But it's like a different kind of story, you know, and I mean, I was impressed at how much more it made me get involved with the characters. Like, it's just I feel like, you know, it took a lot of care to get to this point, and I appreciate it. Like, even Fonz, or Fez? Fonz? The Australian dude, okay?
He was so memorable, I remembered his
May not...
name.
You know I'm bad with names, but...
Foz.
Like... Foz. Like, I started out not liking him at all, and I ended up going, oh, okay.
Well,
I get where he's coming from.
don't you love that that's by design? Because he's positioned to be extremely unlikable when you meet him. He's positioned to be crazy unlikable when you meet him. You know, he's got this weird, kind of playful adversarial relationship with JD. But he's also a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Little did we know, he was one of those, you know, you gotta get to know him first. And
Exactly.
I love Chapter 3 especially, because through his own admission and through, you know, Paddock's barbs and, you know, ramblings, you almost find out everything about him. You find out about his people, about how they were, how they fought with the UIR, and even him and how he feels about his heritage. It's like little things they just sprinkled all over that chapter to make him a full character and not just this, you know, this Biff.
Right.
He started the game as Biff.
Not just a bunch of rocks and a bag.
And then by the end of Chapter 3, it's like, when you heard this, I was like, I'm kind of uncomfortable right now. Wait, does this mean we like Foz? Does this mean that Foz can sit with us now?
Yeah, he can.
like-
he can sit with us. He can sit with us.
I'm
now.
like, I'm so uncomfortable right now. I like Foz. I think that's the biggest strength of the Gears series, that the way it really ties together all of this, the shooting and the violence and the craziness. with these great characters.
Yeah.
Like, even if the story were exactly the same, if these characters were not, you know, so detailed, so well-rounded, so I like that they're very complex. You know, no one's a mood. No one's a thing.
Yeah,
like
true.
These they feel like real characters. You know, they react to things. They all have their own philosophies and even turns of phrase. And it makes me remember with the Act Man when he was getting on Halo 5 and talking about remember he was talking about, you know, one thing that, if you remember, that you loved about like Halo's writing is that every character sounded different. Different tone, different inflection,
Yes.
different ways of conveying the same message. And you feel it in Halo 5 because all the characters sound the same.
Yeah, Halo 5 is just, and it's got all these characters that are just doing nothing.
Uh-huh.
Just like the Chief's arms and legs
They're by his side.
during that fight. Yo, watch out, Chief. He might. Yup.
Kick you. He's like, if you put your arms down, he's gonna kick you in the See?
That was funny.
It's dear. It's like Mr. Plinkett said. Okay. You might not have noticed it, but your brain did.
But your brain did.
Yeah. But your brain did.
Yeah, I mean, what sucks about Gears 5, I'm sorry, not Gears 5, a Halo 5, is, that it kind of undid everything they did in 4, you know?
You know, I feel like it takes talent
Yeah.
to undo that much goodwill and that much like great, like it's crazy because I feel like Halo 5 was the game we thought we were gonna get when Halo 4 came out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true.
And Halo,
We were already disappointed.
well, I mean, like Halo 4 was surprisingly poignant, and Halo 4 had a surprisingly good story, and it wasn't the best they'd ever done, you know. I mean, how could it be? But, and it was, you know, I felt like the only thing that genuinely stood out to me in Halo 5 was the soundtrack, really. And that's because, I mean, you can't, okay? It's like trying to follow Guillermo del Toro with a sequel. You can't really out Marty.
Right.
Like, he is on another level of composer. So, yeah, of course, the first thing you notice is that the soundtrack is different. Even though it had some really good pieces in it. It did have a few really good pieces.
It did.
But the only thing I noticed was the soundtrack. The story, however, was this great interpersonal beat between and a lot of it was very smartly Cortana and Chief focused.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dealing with her rampancy.
Indeed it was.
And, you know, and it called into question the Chief's humanity. Like, what is John? What is John without Cortana? Could that even be a thing? Like, it asked some very, very hard questions and then very confidently answered them, and it looked like it committed to its path. Like, they made no bones about it. Like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Like, the fact that she still exists is impossible.
Right. They found a way to write it, though, and I mean,
and have both characters be their authentic selves.
No, that's the problem.
What, in Halo 4?
Like,
you didn't think Chief and Cortana were...
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, in Halo 4 I thought that
that's
worked.
what we're talking about.
In Halo 5, I feel like they undid everything. and made it so that I don't know, did someone complain? Like, I'm confused. It was like, did somebody go, oh yeah, this, you know, what's the word? This emotional complexity we wove into the fourth entry. Yeah, no, I just want to shoot things. Can you just not do that anymore?
Yeah, we'll throw them some dialogue while they're playing.
Yeah. Like,
so you know, it would have been really easy to pratfall in that way, to just throw it out there, have the characters, you know, be one way, or make the writing one note. But I love that, you know, even if it did not destroy the world with its gameplay, the story was still intact. And I think it says a lot that even 2 games in, everyone they've introduced, the new world they've created, is just as compelling as the last one.
yeah, true. True. I think that it wisely gave us the gameplay that we're used to, you know, and it added some things.
Oh, it added
know?
a lot.
For sure, there was a lot more. There's a lot more there, you know, including, you know, I think Jack is definitely the most dramatic addition.
He definitely, yeah. You know, it was funny. He's always around. For like the first 4 games, he's always around. He's just cloaked. And somebody on the
Yeah,
team.
but and also you can't control what he does there.
Yeah.
Here, he's actually like an active element of the
He
gameplay.
rips doors, dear.
Right. And here, you know, we were able to strategically use him to, you know, get ahead of stuff. And
Yes, he went from being Ghost to being a part of the team. And he does, again, like a few other things, he adds considerably to the flow of combat. It took me a while to trick my brain into remembering that he was there and everything he could do. Like, by the end of the campaign, I was just chucking everything out there. But, like, for the first 3 chapters, I kept forgetting.
yeah.
You know, he can carry weapons for you. He can go out on the battlefield and get weapons, which is like, in the older Gears, you killed the enemies, you'd have to wait until the fight was over to pick up new things, or risk your life just to pick up new weapons. It's like, no, the Jack can do that. You know, creatures got you down.
I love having an assistant robot.
Some shock traps. And again, you know, I tell you, the most fundamental change that I love the most is how organic the encounters are. It's not just going to an area. Not that I hated it, because it was still a great game regardless. But now there's a difference, because now instead of running into area, music intensifies, locusts appear. More often than not, you know, you're either walking up to them or they're ambushing you, but they always feel like they're coming from somewhere. And the fact that it has like a stealth element to it gives it like there's a lot of freedom of choice. There's more of it's more open-ended in the way you tackle things. It took everything that was great about Gears and then slapped an entirely new design on top of it. So we still have all our fun cover shooting and roadie running and flipping. But it's in this new framework that's almost, dare I say, like kind of God of War-esque. We had this open world, a ship to go around.
Yeah, that was a cool element they added. That open world section. That was cool.
I did not hate the sketch.
Actually, there were 2 open world sections. No, that was pretty cool. That's not something I expected to do in a Gears of War game.
Sail around on a skiff, looking up old notes and, you know, finding secrets. Getting into optional.
And we got 2 different terrains.
Oh yeah.
You know, we got that ice section, and then we got that desert section. That was cool. That was a nice contrast.
Shout outs to the technology on display. Shout outs to the technology that made this all happen. I feel like I just got a preview into what the next generation is going to look like. You can this game is so future-proofed. It looks and feels future-proofed. Like, I feel like I just played a next-gen game. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic here, but I do feel like
I mean, I have no doubt that when the Scorpio rolls around, we're gonna see a remastered version of this game, and it's gonna look bomb ass awesome.
A remastered version of this?
Or you know, they're gonna like upconvert it, whatever it is.
Well, see, that's
to whatever new standard it is they set.
Well, see, that's the thing about how smart Microsoft was this generation, and how smart they were in general with the way they tackled their game design, or the technology behind their games. Because a lot of their games, like you commented very infamously, Halo 5 looked like ass when it came out. Okay? And you played Halo 5 on the Xbox One X with the benefit of Xbox One X textures and patches and technology. You know, story be damned, how did it look? It looked good, right?
It looked good.
Crazy good. But this is why. When Microsoft made every game this generation, one of the mandates was that the games not be locked to any one frame rate or resolution. That being said, meaning no matter what their targets were, that the game would have dynamic resolution, variable frame rate, that it could be scalable, and that the engine would respond depending on the load. So like for something like Halo that needed to run at 60 frames all the time, it had to, because that's what they wanted it to do. They wanted it to run at 60 frames. When things get fuzzy in Halo, you know, it'll drop resolution, lower effects, in order to keep the 60 frame target. What that means in the long term is that, yeah, it's running on this machine, and this machine can only handle so much, so when it feels like it's choking, it's going to lighten the load and your graphics are going to look a little worse. But on the same coin, if you're playing on a more powerful machine, it's just going to look good. It's not going to need to drop resolution or effects. If anything, you can scale up from there, and you're still using the same engine, but it's built to be scalable on more powerful hardware.
Oh, nice.
That's why just about all of their first-party games, I won't say that the Xbox One X enhanced versions were easy to make, but they were much easier to make because that goal was always in mind from the start.
Hello?
I don't get it. It doesn't even say my... Hello? Do hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh,
yes.
yeah. Yeah, I was just saying, because that was the aim from the start. For it to be playable on today's machines and be playable on tomorrow's machines. I know for a fact that Halo Infinite is being made the same way, because they already said it. They said it's going to look, it's going to be on the Xbox One X. So they're like, it's going to look good there, no doubt. But it's a Scarlet game. So when you play it on the One X, it'll look one way. When you play it on the Scarlet, it's going to be like, oh my god.
That should be exciting.
I mean, most impressively, Boo, Gears 5 runs at a pretty good frame rate and resolution on the OG Xbox One. I think it runs at around 900p, somewhere between 1080p and 900p, depending on the load. Whereas the One X version, oh my gosh. This game tops out at 4K. And then it lowers the resolution depending on how hairy things get. Like, it'll lower like a few, like maybe by 200 pixels or so, depending on how hairy it is on the screen. Yeah, but more often than not, the game is running in 4K and 60 frames. Which is like, good lord. What are they feeding the Coalition? Probably the same thing they're feeding Naughty Dog.
Exactly.
Here, apparently The Last of Us Part 2 is on 2 discs.
Wow, I never thought I'd hear that again.
Yup, right? A Blu-ray is 50 gigs. They said the game is so large, it's going to be on 2 discs. Dear, the game is so large, it's not going to have multiplayer this time around. They're pooling all of their resources into the single player. They're like, this is the biggest game we have ever done. And we want to make sure it is the best possible experience that you can have, period. So if you buy it physically, it's got 2 discs.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. Just clear up some space in your hard drive and you're good.
Hey, I admire their dedication to the craft, okay? As you have seen what happens when the internet goes out, sometimes it's nice to own your game on a disc.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Man, internet going out.
But that is to say, I think they have crafted something truly special here. I think Gears 5 is probably, Microsoft's best game this generation. I know it's slim pickings in that department. And this says nothing of the consistent excellence of the Forza series. But truly impressed on a technical level, on a gameplay level. And all we've played is the campaign. Look at all these modes we have yet to try.
Yeah, I know. Just looking at them. There's Versus, there's Escape, there's Horde.
I really want to try Escape. That looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun.
I guess we'll have time to try them now that we've completed the campaign.
I'd be so proud if I were Cliffy B. If I were Clifford Blazinski,
I bet he is.
I would be so proud. And not only did I create something that, that endured the console generations, but just that it was left in good hands. And has become what I can imagine, everything he thought it would be.
Yeah, I think it's cool that he was able to create something that not only transcended him, but whose formula turned out to be so lasting.
Right?
Because I feel like even Halo, as we saw in Halo 5, suffered from a need to do everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was very confidently its own
do
thing
all these
for years. It was always confidently its own thing. And then Halo 5 and 4, but to a greater extent 5, felt the way Apple kind of does now. Where they were the innovators.
Right.
And now they find themselves playing catch up to their competition.
So, I remember we mentioned this, and I know I said this when I was playing it. I felt like Halo felt like Destiny, and that it was like this power fantasy.
It felt like COD.
It was just like you were just going around punching things in the face, and it was just like, okay.
It was Call of Duty.
This is cool, but this is not what I expect from Halo.
Exactly. And I think it's more egregious from Halo because Halo didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
It did not have to do that.
Yeah.
Nobody popped up and said, "Hey, we want Halo to play like Call of Duty." Like, no, Halo is Halo, and that's what always made it unique. The sandbox, the limited number of weapons, and how you use them, and how they all interact with each other. That was Halo. Nobody said, "Hey, I want to sprint, slide, jump off the ceiling, we're into a ground pound, then hit him with a finishing move." And it's like, what is all of this? It's too much. Every button on the controller does something different. It's driving me crazy. Like sometimes less is more. Less is more, and I mean
Yeah.
Halo 5 is a good lesson in excess. It's a good lesson of what not to do. Like, if you lack confidence in your ability to create something for a legacy franchise, you get Halo 5. Because like even the suits, even the visual style, even the art direction is overdone. It's just so much. All this
Yeah.
detail. The details have details. The suit has so many lines and striations and little details on the details on the details. And then Chief's visor has like the version of software that's running on it, and next to the ammo counter that describes the kind of bullets. And it's like, what is all of this in my face? It's too much. Too much. Too much. Too God, scale it back.
The kind of bullet.
Like the kind of bullet, the caliber, like stuff I'm not even worried about is in Chief's visor. I didn't notice it until I actually played it in 4K, and I could actually read the stuff in his visor. There's so much information in his visor alone. It's almost overwhelming amounts of detail. I showed a picture of this to my friend. If you look at Halo Infinite, clearly everyone on the team got the memo. Because the number one thing that stood out to me in the Halo Infinite trailer that they showed on E3 was that Chief's suit was so simple. It looked like his Halo 1 suit. They really scaled back on all the details on details on details. He looked like he was wearing his Halo 1 suit. And
Yeah, perhaps he is.
it looks like it. It looks like whatever they did to his suit in 5, but they took all of the lines upon lines upon lines out of it, and it's just this solid green, very recognizable shape. You know, like it's like Gears.
Yeah.
It's like Gears. We played Gears 5. When you see the cog, okay, they look like cog. You can see the shape of a gear from a mile away. Like whoever, like, is Kate on your title screen right now?
No.
All right. Well,
Let's see.
Well, Kate's on my title screen, and one thing I can say definitively is, you know, you're talking about details, right? Kate is made of simple details, all right? You got the hair, the ponytail. Her silhouette is very recognizable. You know, her choker. Very simple elements, okay, that just combine to make a memorable character. They didn't have to put chainsaws on the chainsaw and details on the scope details, and you know, just everything that's there is just
Yeah, no, they
simple.
yes, they. You don't have, you know, you don't need to mess with it.
No.
It's not broken. You know what I mean?
Yes, they just made it high res as fook. It's just sharp as hell and has much better lighting than it did. I'm looking at her ponytail cast shadows on her armor. And dear, because her armor is made out of metal, it's light interacting with the surface of metal appropriately. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. The game has
That is a bit
The game has
ridiculous.
material-based lighting. Okay? It has material-based lighting. It has oil on the character's skin. And how light interacts with the oil. Good lord. Stuff I don't even want to talk about. You know, look at this game. It looks good. That's all you gotta say. I knew I was in for it. The Digital Foundry video was 24 minutes long. I said, alright. I sat down with my grits and I was like, let's do this.
With your grip.
Yup, I made grits at breakfast. I was like, alright, let's dig into this. But yeah, I gotta say, you know, Gears 5 technically accomplished, honestly a gameplay triumph, high point for the series. Very polished. I have no complaints. If I have to give it a number on the scale, I would honestly give it a 9. I'd honestly give it a high 9.
I would also. Yeah, I'd also give it a 9. It's the well-earned 9.
Yeah. You know, yeah, like I said, if I had anything to complain about, really, it's that some encounters are just absolutely bonkers. sometimes the tea leaves don't line up the way they should, and something crazy will happen. You know, that's out of your control. But other than that, you know, I am thoroughly impressed, and I honestly want to go through it again just to see if I can do something different next time, just to see if I can find more collectibles, just to. And I think that says a lot. It's like I just finished it, and I want to try it again. I want to play as Jack.
I'm just gonna beep your way through a whole playthrough. All right.
You better believe it. Listen, Jack has attacks. Okay, he floats. Okay, and he gets downed. I'm sure you revived Jack once or twice. Jack gets downed, and he can revive you.
He gets down.
He's a character. Listen, stop
Yes.
on our robots, okay? Robot lives absolutely matter.
Robot lives matter. That's true.
All right, and in the end, all right,
All
end,
right.
who saved us all? Who saved the human race? In the end,
I guess it was Jack.
yup. Jack had to die, so Sarah could be fly. And Baird looked very
jeez.
resigned, but I know at the same time he's got Jack saved in the cloud, so we just may have to make him a new body.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm sure there's a Jack backup.
Just may have to make him a new body, but Jack will be fine. He'll be back in the new game with even more bleeps and bloop improvements. Also, shout outs to continuity and how I think they handled the original Gears. Whoever's still alive, anyway. I think the way they've transitioned their characters, you know, with age.
Into old age.
I really loved it. I love the character development across all three of them. Marcus, Baird, and Cole. Because Cole doesn't change. Nor should he ever.
Old cold train.
He jumped in that thing's mouth.
Yep.
I can't sometimes with Cole. But
Got Paddock.
oh, Paddock. Paddock. Yeah, there's too much to love. I may have to play this again just to really, you know. Now I have the benefit of hindsight. Now I can appreciate things instead of experiencing them the first time. You are more than welcome to join me too. I would love it if you did. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same without you. We could just have fun, do it in bonus episodes if you want. You know.
Okay.
I enjoyed this playthrough greatly.
That sounds fun. Me too.
Infernal Penguins, giving this Gears 5 the high of high nines. We loved it. You should absolutely play it if you have an Xbox. If you don't, why don't you have one? Get it on PC then, alright? Oh, you don't have enough money? Get it on Game Pass, alright? $14.99. Get it for free.
Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on PC also.
Yeah.
You have no excuse not to play this game. So good. Closing thoughts?
Well, definitely enjoyed that. That was a cool, well-written, well-designed game. I can't wait to see what we do with Gear 6. Or 6 Gears, or whatever it is they're gonna call it.
Man, the G in Gears had better not be the number 6. But I can say at the very
No, they're
least
not gonna
that they
do
did
it.
show enough restraint to not make the S in Gears a 5. So I have faith. You know, this could have easily been Gears for.
It could have been Gear 5.
Yeah, it could have been Gear 5. Alright, so I'm going to have faith in the coalition that they won't make 6 ears.
That'd be really funny.
What, to see 6 ears?
6 years.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Not sure about 6 ears. Shoutouts to Luke Besson. Thank you for not making Taforkin. Felt like we were going down a dark path with Tick 3 and you gotta be careful when you do that. You gotta be, you just, you gotta tread lightly. You could be putting yourself down a dark road. Gonna have to make a logo now. Make it 6 ears. Like who has 6 ears? The Kraken does what? Oh, okay, it makes sense. It's canon. But I am glad. I am glad you enjoyed. There was a lot to love there. I think now that we have reached the end, got some post talking out of the way. Hope you enjoyed all of this craziness. We will be back for bonuses. Perhaps, mayhaps, but definitely.
Perhaps.
Because there's a moon. Okay.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
about you, but I have heard from a little bird that the moon is haunted.
It is haunted. That's what I heard too.
But you know what else you heard?
What?
That thing that you always tell the people at the end of our episodes. You know what to do.
Oh, you mean that they should visit us and subscribe and hit all the buttons when they get to our
All
Instagram,
them buttons.
our YouTube, our Twitters, yep, and the Facebook.
Do we really have that much?
All Infernal Penguin.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them.
Not some of them.
And also, no, all of them. And also, infernalpenguins.com. If you missed it here, you may just see it there. But a game as important as the culture. Y'all said it, the culture. The culture needed it, okay? As Gears 5 is. You may just see it there in that format, as we are prone to doing. Thank you so much for watching. With that having been said, that was tonight's expert playlist. The road to episode 100 is still on. We out here. Uh-oh.
Cracking on these episodes.
We out.
Alright, we're gonna get there. We'll let you know when we get there. I will let you know we are almost there. You know what today was?
What was today?
Do you know what today's episode was?
No, what was it?
Oh my goodness. Today is episode number 95.
What?
Episode 95.
That's
We will
Blanabus.
see you there. When it comes down, I wonder what we'll be playing. I'll leave you to think about that. With that having been said, though, Nectar Penguin. That lady over there
I'm her Infernal Majesty.
is her Infernal Majesty, in case you didn't hear it the first time. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Buenas noches.
Good night.
Arrivederci. Just getting all them
All
languages
right.
out. Ciao, Bella. You know. Hasta
Okay.
semana.
Hasta semana.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't speak crab, so
Oh yeah, okay, that was crab. Okay, I understand that.
Wait, what was crab? No, I said I don't speak crab. I said unfortunately I don't. You know, if I spoke crab, I'd say it in crab.
Oh, I see.
I mean, have you ever spoken? You never spoken crab?
No.
Well, I mean, it's pretty easy. All you have to do is just go.
Oh jeez.
please don't claim this video, YouTube. Enough of that. Good night, everybody. YouTube, please.
Good night.
It was only like 3 seconds. Oh no, it's over. Noise Storm is gonna come after us.
Uh-oh.